Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whew, guys, it was a rush to get here. Oh my goodness, trying to make sure my hair look decent. Hubby is coming in as we speak. Is it okay? Come on. And just letting my guests know they can come on in. And yeah, we can get everything started. Thank you for who all has made it in. I'm going to try to put my phone on vibrate, guys. I may get a call in between the interview um, for us to pick up our fur baby. We had to take the fur baby to get groomed. So welcome.
Fur baby is.
Oh, fur baby is our dog. We had to get our dog groomed. So then next thing I look, whoop, it's time. I was like, oh my goodness, it's time already. Say hey, hubby.
Hello, how y'all doing?
We got on black today. You know,
Black on
representing
black.
black on black
Not
on black.
Not on purpose. It happened naturally.
Yeah. So so yeah, guys. So while we are waiting for our guests, I'm going to try. Oh, okay. Want me to send the link again? Oh goodness. Hold on. I'm gonna send her the link again so she can come on in. Just bear with me a little. Make sure, guys, as you're coming in, you hit that like button, please, guys. Listen, I'm trying to get to 800 subscribers, and of course, as we elevate more, of course I'll be asking for more. So yeah, definitely, guys, share this with everyone you know. We would greatly appreciate it, guys. I want to keep that algorithm going. I'm just gonna send her the link, guys. So today's interview is with Global Green Book. She's going to share with us her travels to Morocco. And if this is your first time joining our live, usually what I do is I usually have my questions that I ask, and then I leave the floor open for you all to ask any questions you may have. Now you may see your girl with patches today. Yeah, I've been in a little pain, so these are like pain. So I'm hoping I feel better and it's nothing serious. Um yeah, so I'm gonna get through it, guys. I took some ibuprofen, so I should be all right for the live. So yeah, hello, welcome, my brother. Hola, look, he had your name.
Hey.
He got your name.
Okay, there it is. Yeah.
And say slave for hello.
Chapeau.
Chapeau. And mine is Mbele. I remember. Beautiful flower. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here to join us. Hold on. Let's see if our guest got it. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'm going to send her the link through here. Okay. I'll do that. Thank you, sis. You know I'm still working on this. I'm trying. Okay. I sent it. Okay. I sent it. Honey, you want to talk? Say something while I'm doing it.
Yeah. I'm just glad to see everybody, who could showed up. And I'm sure there's more to come. Thank you for getting involved with us. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Especially my wife, I know she do really appreciate it. Look at that smile. I see them pretty white teeth.
Yeah.
Worldwide, all right?
Yes, I do. I greatly appreciate you all joining us. And yes, there is more to come. So just make sure that you have your notifications on, guys. I need my lip gloss, but okay. You have your notifications on. Thank you. And so that way you're notified when we are on to do a live, okay? That way it'll send you a little reminder. But yeah, just send a little message in the chat and let me know who's in the audience, who's out there, who's watching while we're waiting on our sister. I have it up, sis. If you are listening, this is the link for you to join us. Okay. So the link here is for our guest to join on. There she is. Hello, sis.
Greetings, Giselle.
Hey, how you
I'm sorry
doing?
I'm in my car driving as I joined you all. How are you guys?
We're
Good.
doing
We're
good.
doing good.
Is that the hubby next door?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's me.
Assalamualaikum.
Gotta squeeze in
How
the.
are you guys?
How you
Okay,
doing?
that's better.
I am I have seen better days. It's like everything has hit me all at once. I
Yeah,
fractured my wrist.
you said that you were stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got hit by two cars.
Ooh.
I was just like, wow, what's happening?
Oh
Hit
my
by
goodness.
two cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got hit and run and the front of my car, and then shortly afterwards, someone rear-ended me. So I said, Alamas want me to have some money,
Oh
and
yes. He
and
knows
now,
what he's
I,
trying to do.
yeah, yeah, and right now I'm fighting a little bit of a cold. I
Yeah.
didn't know my window had a crack in it. So I was sleeping basically with an open window. So I was just like, oh man.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Oh,
so how far apart were the accidents?
Say that again.
How far apart were the accidents?
Uh, not long enough. I didn't even get a chance to deal with the first accident.
wow.
Into when that second accident happened, just like maybe like a month or so.
Okay.
Well,
But
I'm glad that you're here with us, and that it wasn't a lot worse. And I pray that you heal. The Most High heal you, and you get back to your normal self.
yeah, 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 yeah. And I just say, these are just tests. That's all.
Yes,
Our
yes,
tests are turned into testimony.
yes,
This is just another piece of the puzzle that we got to figure out. It's a little frustrating, but once it's done, you're kind of excited about what you created. You
exactly.
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So how's everyone in the chat? Greetings, everyone in the chat. Let me say my salutations or what have you. So thank you
yeah.
having me on here, Giselle. I appreciate that.
Thank you for letting us have you on. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
appreciate that so much. And I was just telling someone I was speaking to yesterday about how these lives are important because it helps us stay on task of what we're all trying to do, our ultimate goal, because being here in the West, it's so many distractions, so many things going on. It's easy to derail.
Right,
So
right.
so
It's
this
very
is
easy.
very easy. So this is
Very easy.
wonderful. Well, I'm just gonna jump right in if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go for it. I'm on your platform. I'm following your lead.
All right. So, tell us a little bit about your background. About Global Green Book, all of that. We want to know a little bit more. I know, but the audience probably doesn't know.
Yeah, okay. My background. Well, I guess I'll start just basically with Global Green Book.
Yes.
And the reason why I started my channel Global Green Book, you know, I have always wanted to move to Africa, and it was a goal of mine from when my children were smaller, and it just life got in the way. So when the time came when I realized I was an empty nester and I can manifest my dreams, I decided, to create this channel to kind of at first just kind of leave like a love message and notes for my children, because I wanted to leave something for them so they could see what was going through and my process, and to help people who wanted to do the same thing that I was going through. And because when I first was trying to repatriate, there was not was not a whole lot of people doing talking about it on YouTube, and and just in the general community. Hold on, I'm gonna switch my phone.
No problem.
So when I started the YouTube channel, it kind of morphed into something different. that I wasn't even expecting because I started meeting all these people, and then I started, then we had the lockdown, and that's when I realized that I was not the only person that was on this same page, and I started, the channel just, I don't know, it took a life of its own. So now, I decided like I wanted to take this to a different level, to be a blessing to others, create my podcast, to create, a line for myself, a business, and it just kind of opened up, the world. Um, so I started my podcast, Let's Talk About It, with Empress through the during the pandemic, after making so many amazing connections with different YouTubers, and we had kind of motivated each other, because I know back 10, 15 years I tried podcasting and vlogging, and I started seeing like, with a more focused niche, because this is definitely a niche in itself, because not a lot of people are trying to repatriate from Africa, specifically Africa. You know, a lot of people here are, they love America, they love being in the West, but I wanted to, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I wanted to kind of also talk to my brothers and sisters in Africa who were coming over here as well. Because what happened is, even with a lot of our brothers and sisters in Africa, when they come over here, is a disconnect between us and them. And what I saw was that we had to bridge that communication gap that was always keeping us very separated here in the West. Because even when, and here in DC, you'll see communities where the Ethiopian community, the Sudanese community, the Nigerian community, they have their own little separate community here where they're still not interacting with us. And I do understand it's because it's familiar people, but I also seen where a lot of them just didn't want to interact with us here. And I was like, if we're going to be going over there, they're going to be coming over here, we need to be able to communicate with each other and understand each other. So my mission started changing, because I was like, I wanted to bridge the two worlds, because they don't know our history here, we don't know their history there,
Right.
and even a lot of us who go over there, we get upset that they don't feel about certain things the way we feel about it. And I was like, how can they? Because it's not their history. So that then became my focus of my channel, to really share the good and the bad of both the diaspora and Africa, and to see that we can come together as one, because we're more alike than we're not alike.
Mhm.
And I just started really focusing on sharing that with my podcast and with my YouTube channel, and my Instagram, and just started putting that information out, and just also sharing my personal journey as well.
Great. Yes. Excellent. That's wonderful, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's
I,
a great story. I love it.
me too. I do
We
too.
need more people, getting in that mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
80% what you're talking about is growing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Just from talking to people, locally, I think a lot of people are
Uh-oh. Spelled that
starting to
wrong.
figure, the world is a big place and there are other places we can go besides America.
Right,
Forgive
right,
me.
right.
I made a little error here. It's K-I, guys, not L. I'm so sorry. I was trying to type and listen at the same time. Oh, so instead of the L, you're gonna put I, okay? So that's a little typo on my end. So it's Kidist, okay? All right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. I will come back to the question in the audience. I did not forget. I'm writing it down. What made you travel to Morocco?
Oh, actually, that's so funny. Uh, it was my one of my longtime girlfriends, and this is the funny thing. I am sitting outside of her building right now waiting to pick her up. She surprised me because, when we had did this interview, I didn't know. She called me. She's like, I'm coming to America. So I'm waiting for her right now.
What?
I'm picking her up. She came yesterday.
Uh-huh.
So, she called me and she was like, I need you to come to Morocco, da, 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 because I was actually planning on heading to the Gambia. And I
Right.
was like, you know what? I haven't seen her for over 20 years. She had just moved to Morocco because, she was in some other countries. And I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my ticket and head on over there and see you. So it was really to connect with a sister friend.
Oh, that's
That sisterhood, and I take that sisterhood seriously. And she was like, I can't believe you just bought your ticket and came. I said, yeah. I was like, I'm moving to Gambia, but I was like, I'm gonna take this as an opportunity to get me to see what it is like to live in Morocco, because
right.
she lives there, she works there. And I was like, that was the perfect opportunity, and I wasn't gonna pass it by.
Awesome. Well, thank you. There's a young lady on here. I believe this is for you. Her last name is Riley, if I'm saying it correctly.
Oh, hey, Synovia.
Yeah,
Yeah, Synovia.
she came in to support. She said, I saw my sister's name here and decided to stop by. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And yeah, we're glad to have you. Yes, yes. We love this sister too, for sure. She's so deep, guys. My sister here is deep, honey. She just take you into her deep moments, her deep thoughts. I connected with you right away when I first found you. So
Alhamdulillah.
just to
I'm
let you
so glad. Yeah, I try, I always try to, people who support me, I try to support them as well.
yes, same here. She
I
said, "Hey, you
do.
had a wonderful experience in Morocco, sis."
It was an amazing experience, because Morocco was not one of those places I have any. Morocco to me was kind of like South Africa. I just really had no interest in going. It just didn't appeal to me.
Well, since you
You
mentioned
know.
that, I might as well go ahead and throw this question out because this is from a South African. His question was, have you seen any South Africans over there in Morocco?
You know what, the people that I was running into in Morocco was, a lot of people from Cote d'Ivoire.
Whatever. Is that what?
Cote d'Ivoire, that's a French speaking country in Africa. So I was seeing people from Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, but a lot of people from Cote d'Ivoire was in Morocco. So I don't, and I'm thinking because Morocco's French speaking, well,
Uh-huh.
Morocco's French speaking and Spanish speaking. Spanish speaking is in the northern part of it, but most of Morocco is French. So I'm thinking that's probably why it was. And I'm not really sure geographically where Cote d'Ivoire is on the map, but I'm thinking it might not be that far from Morocco.
Okay.
So probably that's why so many are there. But there
Uh-huh.
was a huge community of them. And I was hanging out with them and partying with them.
Oh, wow. That sounds nice. Okay. So I hope that answers your question.
But I didn't see too, if I did see them, I wouldn't know.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So my next question is, did you see a lot of expats living in Morocco? Like, people like, like I guess like us or
Um, I know they're there, but I didn't see any
okay.
because they do have a lot of international schools there where a lot of expat works from like the UK. The UK schools are very popular, so I know like they have like the British schools and things like that, and a lot of expats work there. But
Okay.
I personally was more with the locals.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was with Moroccans and and I don't really know a lot about the different tribes, but I think they're like the Berber tribes and things like that. So I was with the local people.
Okay.
I was not, and I just did not find any expats, and I'm
Uh-huh.
quite sure they're there. I just didn't know where they were.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I tend not to really search out expats, to be
Uh-huh.
honest, when I travel. When I travel, I tend to be with the locals.
Which is
Right.
understandable. Yeah, I just thought I would ask that question just because,
I think the Gambia is the most expats that I spent time with. And that
okay,
was just weird for me to be with so many expats in Africa because I just never did that.
right. Okay,
Hmm.
gotcha.
Yeah, I
Um,
think you get a better experience when you're with the locals.
yeah, 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 I agree too. Just was curious, to see if if we are kind of traveling, like that.
I'm quite sure it's a lot of them of them there because I know I had stayed at a hotel and I saw different people there visiting,
Uh-huh.
but just like the I was in the city of Casablanca. Casablanca is such a huge city
Uh-huh.
that I wouldn't have probably known who was
Oh,
who or what. Yeah.
okay. All right. Let me see. Okay. Okay, we'll come back to that question. How is the living in Morocco, and how much is the US dollar? So I kind of gave you two questions in one.
What I liked about Morocco is for those who want to be in a more developed place,
Mhm.
it's definitely a place that you can transition easy in.
Okay.
As the streets look, I was like, I wish DC had streets like Morocco. The streets were so nice, the highways were nice, they have really nice infrastructure. Um, shopping, if you're into shopping, they had everything that we have, they had H&M, they had Burberry, they had uh, all the stores. They
Wow.
what do you call that? Crate and Barrel. I mean, they had all the stores that we had because one of the things which is nice about Morocco is that they make it easy for people to come over there and start businesses.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people. If you go to Morocco, like one gentleman I had met, um, we went to his club. He was from Cote d'Ivoire, and I guess he was flirting with me a little bit, but he was just like, I want you to come to my club. And I was looking at him like, I was like, your club? Like, really? He said, no, it's my club. And then I was like, talking to him because he spoke French. So we were talking through translation. So I was like, so why did you come? He said, to start my club. And then when I was talking to my girlfriend, because I don't know why I just wasn't clicking to me because his club was super nice too.
Oh wow.
I was talking to my girlfriend and she said, yeah, she said, Morocco want people to come here and start businesses. They make it very easy for you to start your business. They make it very easy for you to get your residency because one of the things is like if you stay past your 90 days, they make you because you only have a 90-day visa. You don't have to pay for a visa. They even make it very easy for you to visit. So when
Okay.
you get your visa, if you stay over your 90 days, you got to pay a fee because what they want you to do, if you're going to stay over 90 days, they want you to apply for your residency. And depending if you how you're doing it, um it takes a different amount of time, but it's like the smoothest process
Wow.
to do it. And once you get your residency, you can come and go as you please. So
Oh,
that was one of the things that I really liked about it. Grocery stores, their grocery stores were like our gourmet grocery stores. You had your meats at your butcher cut. You had, your tea lot, your aisle. Just like all our grocery stores, they had the same type of thing. Liquor stores, even though it's an Islamic country,
uh-huh.
not everybody's, strict and narrow because you see people in abayas and hijab, but then you also see people in jeans and tennis shoes.
Oh
you
wow.
know I saw that the LGBT community was there as well, but just like unlike here,
Mhm.
people there just leave people alone. I'm not saying it's legal,
Right.
but they just leave you alone, let you
Okay.
be. So I saw a little bit of everything there. um They had liquor stores for those who want to you have liquor, but then you had your masjids everywhere as well. So it's just a normal city in Casablanca. I'm speaking of more so. Now, when I went to the capital city of Rabat, I found that to be a little bit more conservative. So
Okay.
from what I gather, it depends on I guess where you go in Casablanca is what you're going to experience. So when I was in Rabat, which is such a beautiful, the capital of Morocco is so beautiful, so pristine, so clean, beautiful architecture, but it was definitely much more conservative because I was in full um Islamic wear, but I had makeup on, right? And the little children were coming up there. They were like, "Do you pray? Are you this?" And
Really?
I was like, "Little boy, if you don't get away from me," he was scared. Like, what's going on? They're like, "What's going on with your face?"
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and I was like, look, and I was backing up, like, back up off of me. But he like, you pray 5 times a day. I mean, he had to be like 10 or so. But he was
Wow.
grilling me
That's amazing.
in his language because they speak very little English, so it's hard to find English speaking people there. But he was, I found it was a little bit more conservative. So I think it depends on what you want. I didn't get a chance to go to Marrakech, which is where you find like a lot of the traditional tribes in the desert and things like that.
Uh-huh.
But from what I gathered when I was there talking to the locals in Casablanca, you can find a little bit of everything. You can find tradition, you can find modern, you can find, modish, you can, so it depending on what you are interested in, you
Uh-huh.
could probably find it there. And
Wow.
the people are so nice,
Okay.
very nice, very friendly. Um, that was my experience. I'm quite sure
Yeah.
everyone's experience won't be
Different.
the same, but different. The only thing was, for sure, I was like, I was trying to learn a little bit of French because I would go into like restaurants and it was just like we were talking to them in English and they're just looking at us like like speak French. They were talking to us in French. So you
Oh,
definitely,
okay.
you were forced to kind of learn the language a little bit.
Wow, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Wow. Awesome. Okay.
Hmm.
And how much is the
And
uniform?
the money, yes, the money. So the money is pretty good. It's like 11 to like 10 to 11 to our
Oh,
1 US. So it was fairly reasonable. I
okay.
found like even going out to their better restaurants, it was very reasonable. So their money is called dirham, and like a meal, like I guess if you get fish, they have these dishes, these traditional dishes called tagines,
Uh-huh.
where it's like a Moroccan dish where it's a bowl with like this cone top that they put on top, and they'll have like whatever food inside of it. And like for a traditional tagine of like salmon and mixed vegetables. I mean, a very filling meal. You might spend like 32 dirham, I think, which
Uh-huh.
is on the high end, and that's maybe like I don't know, $4 or $5 or something like that.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
At least around $10. So I mean, it's not expensive.
Okay.
It's it's pretty reasonable.
So it sounds like you'll be going back.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I want to go to when I go back. I want to go, do some of the touristy stuff because in the northern region near Spain, they have this place called I can't say it in their language because it's a very long name, but
Okay.
but it's known as the Blue City, where the entire city, all the buildings are blue, and it's
Wow.
so beautiful, and it's like in the mountain, and it kind of reminds me of like the buildings that I saw in the capital city, where and it's very If you ever been to Europe, like
I haven't been in
uh,
Europe.
the walk the streets are very narrow and it's almost like alleyways, so it kind of looked like that you're walking through alleys through the city. So
Mm.
that's one of the places I want to go, and it's supposed to be near some waterfalls. So I want to go there and visit, and I want to go do the real touristy stuff in Marrakesh, where they have like the bikes and the camel rides and things like that. So I said I was going to come back and be a tourist the next time.
Oh wow! Look like you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah,
Well,
Morocco has a lot to offer. Beaches, a lot to offer.
so would you say it's a fast pace? Or is Morocco like a fast paced type, place, or?
No, it's Africa.
Okay.
No, it's Africa. It's like I didn't really see the business side of things because
Okay.
I didn't really didn't have anything to do with that because I wasn't looking like
Right.
going into any government businesses to see how things were working.
Mhm.
But I have to say the everything that I experienced was very smooth. Like even coming into the airport, leaving the airport, going into stores and businesses. They have really good customer service. You're not waiting forever
Okay.
for service. Like when you sit down, kind of what we're used to. You have someone that come and they like greet you, and maybe a little slower than what we're used to, but
Uh-huh.
it's still excellent customer service. They know customer service there
Yeah.
for sure.
Awesome. And I think you might have already answered this question, that they're welcoming to African Americans, right? Okay.
Yeah, they were very welcoming when I got. Yeah, it was just like when I got to the airport. Everyone was very pleasant because when before I left the airport, yeah, I brought my phone so that I could have my own phone number. So they have like the money exchange place in the airport, and they
Oh,
have
interesting.
the phone people there, so
Uh-huh.
you can get your SIM card before you leave the airport. So when I was there, I was able to exchange some money. So before I left, and I got my SIM card, they turned my phone on before I even picked up my luggage to leave the airport. Like they are ready for
Yeah.
um, travelers from other places. They're ready
Oh,
for
wow.
you.
That's wonderful. So I do have a question from Miss Riley. Hold on. I wrote it down. Um, she wanted to know, how is the food in Morocco?
Okay.
Long pause. We're waiting.
Well, I have to just be honest. I'm one of the worst people to ask when it comes to food in
Uh,
other countries. I love America. I love our food here, right? Because we
right.
have our variety, and I just have a taste bud. And I'm a vegetarian. Every so often, I'll eat fish, right? So I'm limited on what I can eat. So
Okay.
when I go to a lot of these places, I'm not a fan of the food. Someone
Okay.
else might love the
Right.
food. They
Right.
might love it. But I know me, I'm not a fan. So like, okay, one meal we had. And it was so cool because we also ordered our food
Hmm.
in Morocco's because they have like apps that you can order your food and have it delivered to you, just like they have like we have DoorDash and things like that.
Yes.
They have that there. Every restaurant we have, they probably have like they have like KFC, McDonald's, like all that stuff. And so I know we had went to one place. What was it? I guess it would be kind of like equivalent to. Um, Here goes my girlfriend now. It would kind of be like an equivalent to. Uh, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on one second.
Okay. He's
You didn't have to rush.
multitasking.
Okay, I'm on the live now. So we went to like one restaurant where it was, I think it was Cote d'Ivoire.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, where they had like fish and couscous and like a little eggplant thing, and I love that. That was so good to me. I really enjoyed that meal, and the fish was so big, it was enough to feed me and my girlfriend. And
Oh,
so
wow.
that was like it was, yeah, and it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like was it like 200 dirham for everything to, so two so 200 dirham is like 19 $18.
Oh, wow.
So so it was, I mean, I say I wish I would have took a picture of it, but I didn't.
Mm.
But it was very, it was so delicious. And then another place we went to, we were in the capital city of Rabat, and I
Uh-huh.
like I will tell you all about the traditional dish. It was a tangine. It was just like vegetables and like their salads are different. You know how we're used to the salad where it's like mixed greens, and then we'll have like like the uh the the cucumbers and stuff on the top.
Right.
Well, theirs was like the different. It was like the bottom of the salad was like decoration, and then the main salad was like the cucumbers and stuff. So that was a little different for me, you know. So I was just kind of like, I didn't enjoy it, but it wasn't bad, but it was good. But like I said, I when I go out to other countries, I'm not a big fan of the food. A lot of times I end up cooking my own food.
Right.
So yeah, so it all depends on what you like. My son and I, we did experiment. We wanted just to try it. We wanted to see what McDonald's was like in another country because that was my first time ever seeing McDonald's in
Right.
Africa.
Wow.
And so we went and we tried, and it was like really no different.
Okay.
Different. Oh, that my girlfriend wanted. She wanted me to let you know, like it's like the one of the things about the food in Morocco is all halal.
I'm talking about the McDonald's there. It's different in the sense that the food is halal and it's cooked healthier. It's not it's fresh. The burger is made. That's the difference.
Okay, so she said that the burgers are made there, but to me it didn't. I didn't see much of a difference in taste. It's just,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't see much of a difference in taste. But that's one of the things, like if you're a Muslim, the food, that's one good thing. The food is halal, and I guess they make it fresh. So
Gotcha.
that was interesting to experience. I'm not a McDonald's eater, but we
Right.
just we just couldn't help it. We wanted to try it to see what it was like.
Hey, that's
Yeah. So
fine.
yeah, it depends. You can find something. I my girlfriend was there at the same time. Now she had more of she tried a little bit more, like she had tried camel meat while she was there.
Mm.
So I know they have like different types of things that you can eat there.
Camel. What did she say about that? I'm
Yes.
curious now.
Um, she she said it was kind of strange for her.
Mm.
Okay.
It was kind of strange for her because they didn't really know what to expect. But yeah, because that she tried that when she was in Marrakesh. So me and her had like, she did the touristy side. I did like more of the native side. So it was a little different. Like I said, the food is different, but with me coming here, it's always a little bit of a challenge. Trying to adjust to a totally different culture and the way they make food and what have you. But what I do like about Africa personally is like the grocery stores, buying my own ingredients and making my food, because their food is so much better, like healthier. It's like you're getting fresher vegetables, fresher fruits. You can definitely see a difference. I'm not a really big fan of eating other people's cooking.
You're right. Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
their seasons was probably a lot different too, right?
It wasn't too different. It's just,
Okay.
it's just,
Oh,
I
shoot.
don't know. It's just I'm quite. It's just me. I'm funny like that.
Right.
But like, I know I have certain things, like I love spices and things like that. And I was like, I told myself I wanted to try some other things. Like we went to also, like they have like, Morocco's nice because they're like here a lot. They have like different types of food too. So we went to like an Asian restaurant. I can't remember what was it, Korean or Chinese?
Korean.
Korean. We went to a Korean restaurant in Morocco. So like if even if you want to try other types of culture, they also have other types of culture there too. So the Korean restaurant, it was different than it was very different than what I'm accustomed to eating here in the States. So that was definitely even also a new experience because what we look at as Korean and stuff like that is very different over there.
Okay, okay. Sorry about
Like
that. My
sushi.
husband's
Like
going to get
sushi.
the fur baby.
Oh,
Like
what
Talking
is
to
Zenobia saying? I'm sorry, I can't even read what she's
she
saying.
wants to know, are there women drivers? So as you answer that,
yes.
I'm just going to blank out for a minute so I can move on. Okay, I'll be back
Okay,
in
no.
a minute.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Actually, it's so funny. Yes, there are women drivers. In Sonovia, when I eventually shared my video, the young lady I had a young lady who was driving me, who had picked me up from the airport and who was drove us to our different destination, and she was really good. She was really nice, and it's not, they didn't have those gender things that I saw in Morocco that I've seen in other countries that I have visited in Africa, which was very interesting. I'm like, Morocco was closer to more of like the diaspora than I was really surprised. That I guess it would be kind of like how South Africa is. It's not as um, you know, all those traditional gender roles like you will see
Oh, it's
in
not.
some other
Okay.
country. Yeah, it's
Oh,
very,
There's
it's
women
very
drivers,
different. It's very
women ride
different.
scooters and motorbikes
okay.
here.
Awesome. I hope that answered your question, Riley. Okay, now back.
I saw women driving, you see women working. It was just like not, it's just like being here.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Now my question is it easier to get a job or start your own business in Morocco?
Well, I think we did talk
Oh,
about
we did talk about that. Yeah,
the starting your business. What
I was going to say it depends
you
on the
did talk about
situation.
that.
You can get a job, but for
You
English
did.
speakers,
So we
it's
answered that one.
uh, limited because of language. But if you
I'm gonna
have
let my girlfriend wants to chime in on this one because she lives there and she's
Okay.
very protective of Morocco.
hello,
Okay.
everybody.
Can you all hear
Can you
her?
hear me?
Not really.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
It's really low.
Okay, I don't know why it is. Okay. As far as working, can you hear me now? I'm
Yes.
yelling.
Can
Okay.
you hear
As
her? Everybody, let me know. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear her, please.
Salam alaikum, everybody.
Hello.
Yes, how are you? As far as working, you can, but it's very limited due to language. So, for example, if you are a teacher, I'm a teacher. If you're a
Okay.
qualified teacher, you can definitely get a job, but we have a limited amount of English schools, of private English schools. Okay. Now, as far as starting a business, anyone can start a business. It is open. You don't have to have a Moroccan partner. Many countries in Africa and the Middle East, you have to have a local partner. There, Morocco, if you own a business, it's yours. You can start any type of business. I don't know all of the procedures, but if it's an
Uh-oh. It went out. Okay. Hold on.
international
Okay, there
company,
we go. Okay, you're
and if you have certain qualifications, yes, yes, you can find a job, but it's not as easy if you don't speak Arabic or French.
okay. Gotcha. So you would say it's better to learn the language if you plan on doing business. Is that correct?
Yes, it's yes, no, you can do business even as an English speaker. So, for example, I'll tell you one of the things we really need, and I've been thinking about it myself. One thing we really need in
Speak
Morocco.
up.
And one thing we really need in Morocco, we have a very difficult time finding English books, like academic books.
Okay.
And like that's a good business for. I even thought about it myself. I might do it. It's a very good business. The issue is not the books, it's customs. it's getting books into the country. So our schools, like I work at one of the most elitist schools in Morocco. It's very expensive. It's a private school, and we don't really have a lot of textbooks. I mean, we do a lot of things online. We put together our own resources, but books are a big issue. And it's just because if you can get them in, the expense. So because everything has been Arabic and French, so you have maybe three um, book shops that sell English books, but it's not like academic. It's like novels and things like that. So that would be like a good business if anybody wanted to do it. Hello, we need books.
Gotcha. Okay. I hope you. I think everybody heard you.
Could
Thank
you
you.
all hear that?
Yeah, a few people at least responded they could, so I'm assuming everybody can. Thank you for that.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Um, all right. So the next question
About the
is,
residency
did
permit.
you see a lot of families or more singles in Morocco?
Oh yeah, you seen a lot of family. Like it was so funny. Like even when you're like out, like walking through the boardwalk and things, they have like little things set up for the families, like these rides for the kids everywhere. So it's definitely a family oriented society. Whereas like here, I'm looking here, like all the parks are set up for dogs here, in DC. Over there, everything was set up for children and families, which was so refreshing because it's hard, when I'm walking around, I'm looking at parks and all I see are dogs. But when I was in Morocco, I just saw husbands and wives and their kids, and it was just so nice. It's definitely a family oriented place,
Oh, I
definitely.
love that. I love that. Now, when you saw the families, were like the children more like of like like toddler age, maybe teenagers, or a mixture of
All different
Everybody.
age, all
okay,
different ages,
We got some
all
aw-
different
immigrants in the
ages.
country, every age, and
awesome.
people are friendly.
And how's
Mhm.
the weather in
Yes.
Morocco? How was the weather when you went?
It was so
It
nice.
was nice.
Oh my goodness, it was so nice because it was like I told you, I wear the Islamic garb. I was able to wear my garb, not feel overheated. Because sometimes,
Right,
like when I'm in certain countries, I get so hot,
right.
in all those clothes. But in Morocco, I was comfortable. The wind was blowing. At night, you might need like a sweater or a
Well,
light
right now,
jacket.
no, it's
it
cold.
was it was very beautiful. But I went in
October.
October. Now my girlfriend says around this time it gets colder
So right,
because you're right on
yeah.
the ocean,
So
so
right
it
Right.
now
might get
it's
around
about
like
what?
50.
Yes, here it's now it's about 30 or 40 here, so it's about 50 in Morocco. But the coldest month, February, January, February, you die. It's like
Okay, she said January, February is the coldest month, and
cold.
she said it gets like
Yeah,
where you need coat season.
yeah.
And you
January,
have to remember, Morocco's right there at the border of Europe.
you need
It's cold. We
coats.
get European
Okay.
cold weather. Yeah.
And it's right on the Atlantic. It's surrounded by
The
water,
Atlantic and
so
the Mediterranean.
you're getting that cold water breeze. But when I went during the time that I went, it was beautiful, just beautiful.
Wow. So she says January and February, those are the coldest times.
And March last year,
Oh,
March,
and
because now we have the environment issues, so we never know. But it was very cold. Like you would need. Then we have them there: winter coats, gloves, hats. Yes, boots. Yes.
So you still get all the four seasons
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
okay, you did get all. I was gonna
I just don't think it gets as cold as here.
No, it doesn't
It
okay.
get
doesn't
cold
get as
here.
cold as here.
Well, where we were, but tell me, it does get cold in Ifran. That's Ifran is our like our Switzerland. That's where people go for skiing. It snows there.
Okay, so she says there's a place called Ifran, and that's is their equivalent to Switzerland, where people go to go skiing.
Oh, so they go skiing in Morocco.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow.
Or like
Okay,
in
that
the
is
north, yes, in the
cool.
north.
So you can
So,
get all the four seasons there if you want to experience it there.
and like if she comes
Oh
right
my
now, it's cold,
goodness.
right? If
Wow.
she goes
Africa
down
is
to
something, I'm
Dakhla,
telling
So,
you.
and
mhm.
there's a place called Dakhla, close to Agadir. That's the Sahara. It's not hot.
so
So,
like one part of Morocco is cold right now, one part of Morocco
hmm
is hot. It's the
yeah,
desert.
yeah.
Oh
So it depends
wow.
on what part of Morocco you're in.
Okay. Oh wow! So if you're looking for cold, you can get cold there. If you're looking to ski, you can ski. You know
So
if you're
like
looking for
today, you could be in the desert and travel tomorrow and go skiing in one country.
Yeah, it's fun
look at
today
that.
right
Wow,
now.
that's
This is
amazing.
Ifan winter. See, this is Ifan. It is 50 today. Right now it's 50 in Ifan. So that's
Mm,
cold to us.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she was saying she was
Plenty of
showing me the
snow. Plenty
weather.
of snow.
Oh
So
wow,
yeah, she's showing me snow in Morocco.
isn't that something? Oh my goodness! So you can really spend a lot of time in Morocco. Like how?
It's a
Ask
really cute
her.
too.
Let's just say roughly, if you want to try to get all the seasons, how long would you tell someone to stay
I tell her
in
at least
Morocco?
She
just
said
about
at least a
3 months.
month.
At least a month.
At
That's
least a
good.
month. You think in a month that'll be enough?
No, I was going to tell her to be quite honest. If you have the time, if you have the time to come and stay, I would say stay. You get 90 days visa free. Come and try to stay 3 months to really experience everything. Because on the map it looks small, but inside the country it's huge. You're talking from one place to another 12, 14, 15 hours sometimes. So
Wow.
Driving.
yes, driving. Of course, listen. One like in the south, if you want to go to a place where we have a place called Agadir, if you're a surfer, you love surfing, paragliding, all of that, you go to Agadir. But from we fly from the capital city there because it is ridiculous trying to go by car. You can drive across Morocco, of course, but you're talking a week or two a road trip.
Okay.
So most of the time we just fly. Yes. So
Okay.
there's everything. Right now, if you go to the south of Morocco, there's a place called Dakhla, and it's like in it's a Sahara region. It's 80 there today. But if you go up in Ifran, where the snow is, then it's 50. You see?
Mm, okay. Wow. Wow. Listen.
See, you all got a treat. My girlfriend
Yes.
came unexpectedly. Unexpectedly, yes.
Yes,
And
this
she,
is definitely a treat. Yes. So we already answered about the food. Um, how much does it cost to rent? If we want to come and rent, how much? How does that look? What does that look like?
Okay, so it depends on how long you want to stay. Listen, if you want to come, anybody wants to come, right? My sister here will put you in touch with me. Why? Because there's the foreigner rate, right? You
Okay.
have very good prices. You have very decent prices, way cheaper than here, but you still would pay more as a foreigner. But if
Okay.
you know someone, so for example, right now I have someone that I use. If you're coming, I would connect you with the person that I use, and also I would help you because I speak the language. Um, but in general, so okay, for example, I'm married to a Moroccan, by the way. We live in a 3 bedroom, 2 bath apartment in an upscale neighborhood, and we pay what would be equal to about six. Was it 7,000?
about
It's about
700,
it's a
right?
little bit less. It's about six hundred
600.
and ninety dollars. Okay.
Okay.
Um, and like I said, this in a safe. She saw my neighborhood. She stayed with us. Safe neighborhood. Everything walking distance. Very nice.
And they have guards at the
Yes, I was
door.
gonna say very secure because we live like in Morocco. Most places are like residents, so we have 24-hour security.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I that's what we pay. Now the apartment that we live in before foreigners had it, like before COVID, and they were paying more than $1,000. So that's the difference.
Okay.
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 Um,
So they were
that's
paying
the
a
thing.
thousand.
Yes. So, but you can find any price. So let's say what you need to do is you set your budget, right? And then we can work around that. Because I had a budget, like you could, for example, our place is fully furnished. We rented it fully furnished. You're talking about bedding, dishes, everything. But if we got this same apartment not furnished, then we would be paying about $350 to $400. You
Okay.
understand?
Uh-huh.
So it's about furnishing. You can rent
And
from
let me tell you
starters.
something. So you all, because I know you all are hearing apartment, but their apartments are not like what you're thinking are apartments here. It's not the same. Their
Okay.
apartments are equivalent to houses over
Oh
there.
wow.
When I say like in her living room alone, she could sit.
You can sit about 20 people. So we got married at home.
You
Married
got,
at home.
let me see, that one couch house can sit how many?
That one can sit. Let me see. On
10
one
people,
side,
right?
no more than that, because one side you can sit about six.
So you could
One
sit
in the middle,
10,
two,
20,
six, seven, eight.
30, you at
No,
least
no, no.
30
Six.
people.
Yeah, because we had two sets. We fit about 30
So she
people
could
in our living room.
seat like
Mhm.
you sit down in a chair.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She could sit comfortably 30 people in her living room.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
what that's what I'm saying. The apartments
Uh,
over there are not like what you're thinking here in America.
Wow.
yeah,
They're made,
about 24 to 30, depending on the
yeah,
size of person.
because they're made for
Yes.
families.
Yes.
So
Okay.
like because like our apartments we could barely sit like four people,
It's
Or
hard
I'll
five
be like a
people.
little
Yeah,
box.
to
Hmm.
yeah,
even
yeah.
get. You can even get a duplex, like if you have the money. It's a little more. See, and also the price, sister. The price also depends on the area. So, for
Okay.
example, the areas that are like right downtown, where everything is very accessible, then those apartments get smaller and they're more expensive, but you're talking very modern and everything. Our apartments are very modern in the city. So it really depends on your area. So we have certain areas that are more expensive, and the
Uh-huh.
areas where there's more foreigners, you're going to pay more. You
Okay.
understand? And like Casa, for example, I live in Casa, and it's like France. So we have different areas, or they call it in France arrondissement. So it depends on your area and the prices. But you can find everything. So don't think, oh, I have to have. If you have a budget. So for example, my first place, I had a temporary place until I got married, and that was like my place for. It was a two-bedroom, one bathroom, but it was right. I could see the Atlantic Ocean. That place, I paid 550 for fully furnished. Okay, and it was
Okay.
smaller though, and it was smaller, and it was walkable and everything, and the building was quiet. It was a bunch of older people there, so we wanted to move because it was old people. But anyway, you can you can you can live however you need to live. You understand?
Okay.
You can, yes. And one thing about Morocco too, they rent to people. They don't. Some countries act funny. They will rent to you. You just need to make sure everything is done legally because they are about that. So, for example, when you rent an apartment there, they won't even give you the keys until you go to um, in English. I don't know the place that you legalize stuff. I don't know what it's called in
And
English at the
that's
moment.
immigration.
No, no, no. Uh, um, so I know in Arabic. Um, there's a place like I can't think of it. I don't know the word in English, right? But you do
Uh-huh.
the contract. You sign the contract. The owner signs the contract. Then you have to go to this building. In Arabic, we call it muqadda. I don't know what it is in English, but you go
Okay.
there. They stamp your contract. This protects you and the owner. Okay.
Okay.
I guess it would
Okay.
be almost kind of like landlord
Legalization, we call it.
legalization. Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and this is very important for your residents to do your residence. And in Morocco, the residents, there's some procedures, but it's easy and everyone should do it. If you have if you're there legally and you do or become a resident, that
Uh-huh.
means that you're tied into, like, you need any kind of care, any services that they have, you have a right to it, just as a citizen does, okay? Even
Okay.
your pension, even if you work or you have a business, they have pensions, all of these things you have access to, okay?
Okay.
And the pluses for Americans. So, for example, the first year you will get 1 year. If you do the residence, you'll get 1 year. Everyone gets 1 year in the beginning. But when you go back to renew, you will get automatically 10 years if you're American. Okay. You'll
Oh
get
wow.
10 years resident. So that means, and what that means is, so for example, well, I'm also married to a citizen, but when I went out, I just left Morocco for the first time since I've been there. I have my passport and my residence card. This is important. Why? They scan that and then they will stamp your passport and put your residence number. So when you're coming back, you come in as a resident. It's different if you're a tourist. You understand?
Okay.
So it's very important. It is easy. I can tell you the things that you need to have, but setting up your residence is very important because if you don't want to overstay your visa, you don't want to. We have people in the country doing this kind of stuff, and they're strict. Okay.
Right. Gotcha. And like as far as hotels, the hotels
Yep.
pricing are pretty much the same or
Yeah.
for foreigners
No,
or
no, they're
No.
affordable.
Hotels are
okay.
very affordable.
Very
It just
affordable.
depends on what you want.
Like the hotel that we, yeah, I got the heat off. crack the window for a second. So the hotel that we got, it was a very nice hotel. It was right on the waterfront, and we had a living room, a kitchen, a bedroom, full bath, a balcony, and it was maybe like what is that, 125 dirham?
It was 125 dirham a night.
Yeah.
So this is about 12. Let me see, 10. About $12.
About $12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we're gonna tell her too, like if you're coming short term, a hotel or part hotel is really nice. But if you're coming for a few months,
She has something else she wants to say. Go ahead.
thank you guys for having
You
me.
might as well show her face.
You're welcoming, because I was telling them, I said, you got a surprise. My girlfriend showed up from Morocco, and I was like, because we planned this interview a long time. It just
Yeah.
happened to correlate when you were here.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? It was meant to be.
Exactly. Well, what I wanted to say
I
was, if you
can't hear
come,
her though. Can she turn?
okay,
Maybe.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, if you're coming for short term, then a hotel or what we call a apart hotel is very nice. It's fine. But if you're going to come for a few months, Morocco does short term rentals.
Okay.
Okay, you could rent an apartment so that way you can cook. You're not spending money on food if you want to, or you can, because those things can get kind of expensive. Like Morocco, compared to other places in Africa, is very expensive for us. I live there as local, so it can add up after a while because we do also have taxes there. They have taxes on like when you go out in a restaurant and things, whereas in other countries they don't.
But that explains why the infrastructure. Remember, I was telling you how
Right.
amazing the infrastructure is there.
Yes.
The roads are amazing. They keep the maintenance of the buildings up. The highways are amazing. When I say it's infrastructure there,
Yeah,
that's why.
yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Got
and
it.
of course, now she didn't go to like the hood. We have some hoods too.
Uh-huh.
Um, we have some hoods too. And you still have infrastructure though. You still have like as a matter of fact, what happens in Morocco, if you live in an upscale neighborhood, like in my neighborhood, we all have cars, okay? But if you live in an area that is considered, not so high end, then you will find that's where you find the metro, you find all the buses, so
Mhm.
transportation, you can get around. That's how they've set it up. So if you live in an area that's like a really nice area, you won't have the buses right on them. You might have to walk a little bit to the main street. But you can, if you're going to come for a long term, 2 or 3 months, I would say definitely rent an apartment. But if you're going to be short term, then a hotel is great. It's fine.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. I had a question. Oh, by the way, Global Green Book, Deborah Green said hello.
Hi, Miss Green. How are you, Miss Deborah?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
Thank
her
you.
question. She said, how easy is it to get your money from an ATM in Morocco?
ATMs are everywhere. There's
Oh,
so many banks there. I was like, we were looking. It's like I've never seen so many different types of banks.
wow.
They have a
But
lot of
but the
banks.
fees, I don't
Yeah,
know, they're a lot.
of course, the fees are the
Right. That's
the
across the board.
across the board. The fees, but yeah, money is not a problem. I mean, it might be an ATM here, then an ATM across the street. It's ATMs everywhere.
Okay. My
The,
question is,
getting to your money is no, and there's money exchanges everywhere as well. The thing with the money exchange,
okay.
you just got to make sure you have your ID.
But
Mhm.
not to change your dirham. To change your dirham, you don't even
You,
need an
you don't
ID.
need an ID.
You
Okay,
can change your money without ID. The only time you need an ID
is when
is
you
when you're
change it from
transferring back.
English
When you're
to
changing
from
back to foreign
dirham to a
currency.
foreign
Yeah,
currency.
that's it.
So even money exchanges, I had no problem finding money exchanges. You just got to make
Okay.
sure you get to them at before they close, because once
Okay.
they close, you're gonna be short. That was
Okay.
I learned that the hard way.
Okay. How
But yeah,
so?
even money exchanges everywhere.
Is it better to exchange your money in the airport or outside of the airport?
No,
I would just do a little bit in the airports just so that you would have money for like your cab and things like that.
I wouldn't change
Okay.
And
$100, maximum $100 to
yeah,
change.
my friend said I would do a maximum of $100 in the airport because the exchange rate is higher in the airport.
Yeah,
Of a
it's
hundred.
You
less.
get
Okay.
less
Less.
money.
Yeah, you get less. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, yeah, lower. I said that wrong. Yeah, the exchange rate is lower in the airport, so you get
Okay.
less for your money. And but when you go to one of the local exchange rates, you get more for your money.
Okay.
And you never exchange your
Understandable.
money in a bank.
Oh yeah, and no
The
banks,
banks are
no
they
banks,
No,
exchange, but they're
no
and
what?
very
no banks either because the banks you get a lower exchange rate as well.
Okay. That's probably across the board. I guess I'm gonna have to do a live with somebody in Tanzania because that'll be our next stop. I need to find out about exchange in there as well, so
Mm-hmm.
I can get the most of my money. What are the main dishes in Morocco?
couscous.
Couscous. And
Cool.
couscous was good that I had. I did enjoy the couscous.
It's not like we have a couscous like the vegetarian, but then there's a couscous usually with chicken or meat.
Okay, so she's telling me now they have couscous with the vegetarian. That's what
Uh-huh.
I think I had, and then you have couscous that's made with chicken or meat with
Oh, okay.
vegetables with vegetables.
Oh,
But the
nice.
couscous is definitely really good. I enjoyed that.
Every Friday is we have
Okay.
couscous family time.
Enjoyed that,
Well,
yeah.
she already answered the question about the
And
residency,
I think
so
that you do a lot of eggplant dishes there too, right?
There's some, but I cook from another place. But they have eggplant dishes like the one Zaluk it's called.
Yeah, because like I said, they have this traditional
It's like a
uh,
salad, but it's Zaluk.
their traditional foods,
mhm,
and I think they come up in the what the bowl called the tajings.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you might have fish, you might have
Mm-hmm.
vegetables, you might have
Yeah,
meat,
seafood
you
is big
have
there.
yeah, seafood is very big in Morocco, but
So
that's
far,
because it's a
yeah.
coastal country.
mhm.
So and it's not expensive.
And tell her that
Oh, okay.
well, it is depending on what you get, but tell
I
her
didn't
that
find well, I didn't
oh
find
yeah,
it. I did
you
not
won't
find it
find it. Tell her when
expensive.
I'm coming.
She keeps saying it is. I'm like, no, we don't find it expensive.
Well, that was a difference from America.
Yeah, for us, yeah,
Yeah. Tell her also that you will find this. You can go, on the Atlantic. You see people outside with their little fishing rods.
yeah, yeah. You can fish
You can go
on the
fish,
waterfront.
catch your own little stuff. Nobody's bothering you.
Yeah, you can do
Um,
your own fishing there too. Everywhere you can fish.
I have a question. She said hi. I guess. Oh, hi. All earlier was the lady referring to a service similar to our notary services in reference to renting.
Um, um, I mean, the notary is to what?
The notarize is when you
The notary is like to legalize something.
no
No.
it's like a verification
Verification.
of the
No,
signer. No.
no. This is a legalization process in the sense of it keeps the it's not like a notary. You take like the original contract, right? It is to stamp it. It's this is done because the owner of the apartment that you're renting, they have to pay taxes to the government. Okay, if they're renting it out and they're receiving an income, they have to report that to the government so that they know the place is being rented. Okay, so this is why, and also it stops them from double renting. Some countries people do scams. They will double rent the place and they'll take your deposit and go. Morocco is not like that. It's very good to rent and safe there, but this is to protect you and the owner. But the owner has to report this to the government. See, they're paying once they rent the apartment. Then something happens with the government where they're not paying this extra fee that they used to pay because it's being rented, something like that.
Oh,
Did
okay.
that make sense?
And then
I
for
hope
you, it's a
that answered
Because
the
you know how
question.
we've had like stories in other countries where
yeah,
a person will
yeah,
rent you the house and then
yeah,
you get there and then
yeah,
someone else is living in the house.
yes,
It's to stop all that mayhem from
yes,
happening.
yes.
Right.
And
Exactly.
for you
Oh,
as a person,
she said something.
it's important. I
Speak up.
said for you as a person, and it's important. Like if you decide you want to get your residence there, you cannot get a residence without having a contract of a place to live. They want to make sure that you're not homeless because we have a lot of people who
Mhm.
come from other countries, like a lot of sub-Saharan Africans who came to the country illegally, and they're homeless. You see, so
Mhm.
they just want to make sure that you have a place to live and that you're okay.
Now, I want to share something even speaking about the homeless situation. The time that I was there, Like
Mhm.
here, if you I drive through city, I can through DC, I can show you like 10 cities and things like that. I think my whole time when I was in Morocco, I saw one homeless person. Like I knew he was
Oh
homeless,
wow.
where he was sleeping on the street.
Mhm.
I was out all different hours of the day and night, so I did not see homelessness like I do see here in DC.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's not like
And that's probably why, because they really focus on not allowing that to happen.
That's good. Um, it was something I wanted to ask about that. Oh, as far as residency, do you need to? Because I know some countries you have to like show how much you're making, income wise, things like that. Is it the same in Morocco?
yeah, all you need is bank statements, but they have different types of residencies. You see, so okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just got to make sure I put my have my ear
Okay.
all the way up to it.
Okay, there are different types of residencies, and yes, you need something, right?
Mhm.
But there's different types of residency. So, for example, with a lot of students, right, then they have to have certain things. So it depends on what you. If you have your business, though, if you have your business and you want to set up, then that's what you need. If you or just showing that you have, usually they ask for 3 months bank statements, just showing that you have enough to cover yourself while you're there. Or like okay, in my case, I have a job, so I have my work contract, and it has to be specific, not a contract from any place. It has to be from the government. Again, legalized and stamped. Okay. So
Mhm.
yes, but there's no particular income. I think if you have, what's it minimum? Oh God, what is the minimum? It's not a lot. I think $600 a month. Okay, $600 a
Is that
month is
for a
kind of like
single person or a family, or it doesn't
no,
matter?
they don't. That doesn't matter. It
Okay.
doesn't matter because the average income for like Moroccans, typical, like if it's like regular, it's about $600 a month. This is like a for local. So to live, because you can live, it's hard, but you can live $600 to $1,000 a month. So if you have more than that monthly, then you are considered a high income person. You will have no problems. They just want to see that you have 3 months bank statements with money going in and out. That's it. It's
Okay.
easy. So,
Okay.
oh, and also for residents, you need a background check from your home country for the first time. Okay,
Okay.
background check is very important. In Morocco, you have to have a background check for the first time, and then once you get your residency, when you renew, you would just do the background check in the country, which takes 1 day. Okay, so that's very
Okay.
important for everyone to know. You need a
And that's
background check
to eliminate any criminals from coming into
for
the
coming
country.
in and pedophiles and all that. Mm-mm. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Hold on. There's another question I had. I didn't think I had any questions about residency, but oh, for example, I know you said it was visa free, right? I guess for we can go in there. We
Yes.
don't need a visa.
Yes. Nope.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You get
90
90 days.
days. 90
Okay.
days from
So if
when
you
your
want to
passport
stay,
is stamped.
so if you want to stay longer than 90 days, what do you do then?
Okay, so you have two options. Before it was if you wanted to stay 90 days, more than 90 days, you could extend. They don't have that anymore. You would do a visa run. You would go fly out to Spain, which is the closest to us,
Okay.
and you would come back again and get another 90 days. Okay.
Okay. So like if I
Or
wanted to go out for like, I don't know, just a couple of hours and come back, or I have to actually stay the night in the
nope,
next.
nope. You can go a couple of hours and come right back. No
Okay.
people, it's visa runs. People do it all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Leave for a few hours. Okay. I'm just writing this down.
Hmm.
Few hours. I did
Yeah,
have a
you just have to cross that border and get your passport stamped.
Yep, that's it.
okay. Here's a question from Rena. How you pronounce Renal? Renal?
Oh, Synovia Ridley.
Sylvia. How is the nightlife there? I am sure
Let's
if this
pop it.
question be answered. No, I didn't ask about the nightlife.
I
Oh, it's lit.
I
It's lit.
I don't have a life night.
we
So
yeah we had a good time. The first night that I went out, it was my son and we went to a hookah lounge, right?
oh, okay, good. There's the
And
boy.
they were playing Afro beats music, Moroccan music, like Moroccan hip hop. So it was you can find they have a little bit, different genres of music, just like we have here in the States. So if you want, if you're into hip hop, you can find hip hop. If you're into heavy metal, you can find heavy metal. I mean, they have every different type of genre of music, but it's more it's African music, so it's
Okay.
African metal and African hip hop and African country. It's very different. So we went to a hookah lounge, and they were, we had our little foods. We would, sitting there listening to music. The girls were coming in, how they come in, and the guys, and all different shades and complexions. Then we went to Afro Club, which
Okay.
was nice, called Jaja. Was a gentleman that I met. He invited us. He was the owner, and at first it was a little like, but we made the party for ourselves. We had a good time.
Uh-huh.
And beautiful, and we got there when they opened.
Because they open at 12 and they don't close until 5
Yeah,
a.m.
we stayed till they closed, and it was like the sun was coming up. So the club
Oh, wow.
closed at 5 a.m. We had a good time. They do bottle service. You have
Mhm.
your own private table. The aesthetics were it was very nice, very beautiful, very African.
The
That's what I'm
murals
talking
are
about. The
beautiful.
murals, it was just really beautiful. They have their dance floors. Very nice.
Oh, wow.
And those are the only two the night experience that I had. But it was like it's so much more there.
Yeah,
So whatever you're looking for,
yeah,
they have
everything.
it there.
Yeah,
Oh,
everything.
okay. Now, what
There's
about activities like for teens or the youth? Do they have anything for them as
yes.
well?
Sister, that's what I was just getting ready to tell you is that we have a lot of things depending on what you want. There's family activities, but for teenagers, you have teenagers, they'll be so happy. Moroccan people are very welcoming and nice. There's many things to do. There's skateboarding, there's bowling, there's ice skate, there's everything you can possibly
Okay.
think of for teenagers. And a lot of times they just hang out, they go to the mall. There's of course, the Corniche, which is like our version of a boardwalk. Teens hang out in cafes. We have a lot of game halls, like where they have billiards, and like the games. They have all these kinds of things.
Like
Oh,
what do you call it? Like what's that one we have here? No, what is it called?
I'm showing y'all
Oh,
my fur baby. You gonna show? He just got groomed. Hold on, you gonna lift him up. We had to skin him down a little bit because he didn't sit
oh,
in the
he's
chair.
so cute.
Yeah, he's a Shih Tzu. See, his
So
name
if they're bringing
Bruno.
their dog, they'll be happy because you know
Look,
if they're bringing
Bruno.
their dog to
You look
Morocco,
his
they'll be
way.
happy.
Hey,
So what
hey,
kind of dog is that, Giselle?
a Shih Tzu.
Oh man,
Yeah, he has so much hair though because we brought the dog for our daughter, but she don't like to
that's how they
get
do. That's how they
yeah.
do.
So hey, look how he looking. All right, son. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry for the distraction. Hubby's back. Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry, sis. Continue
No,
on.
I think she hit you. It was everything. They like when I was telling you all that Morocco has everything that we have. I meant that literally.
There's museums,
Literally.
there's
They have everything. I
gardens,
was really surprised, but they have more than what we have because they also have different culture.
Mhm.
So you can do cultural things as well. You can do you go beach life, you got skiing, you got desert life, you got city life.
I want to
So
tell
it's a
you.
little bit of everything there.
Can I tell you this? Like, there's a place when you
Um.
go to Casa
Wait,
inside.
oh shoot.
What?
Go
Okay, sister, I wanted to tell you guys about a place. Okay, like I live in Casa, in the capital.
Casablanca.
Sorry, we call it that, Casablanca. But there's a place that is about 25, 30 minutes outside of called Darboeza. This is a beach town, okay? You could rent a villa, there, beachfront, for if you wanted to stay like long term for $700 to $900. Walk right out to the beach, fully furnished, and great for your dogs, and the kids would have a great time. It's a beautiful place called Darboeza, and a lot of people live
Absolutely.
out there. I work with some teachers who live out
Spell
there.
that. Spell that.
Yeah.
Dar means house, DAR.
Uh
Okay,
huh.
and then Bouaza, B-O-U, I think Boua, double Z-A, Z-Z-Z-A. Oh, this is a, this
Wait,
is
hold
a
on.
hard name.
Hold on.
Double, yeah,
B-O-U-A. What
double
was
Z, double Z.
Double
We
Z,
say Z.
Z, Z, Z.
We say Z.
it? And that's it.
And it ends in an A.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I hope I have it right. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Let's see.
You'll be able to find it.
Here we go.
Is
I'm
that
looking at her like,
is it
I'm
correct?
like, this is not Arabic
It's
alphabet.
not Arabic. It's in English. England. In England, they say Z.
Oh,
Now,
in
is
England.
that
They say
right?
Okay,
Z.
this not England.
It's English. Yeah. So it's, yeah,
I hope I
England.
did it right. So if
Yeah,
you're
it's
in
Z.
Morocco,
Double Z.
check out this place here. Um, I have someone said something in the chat. Glad to hear of folks having good experience. A co-worker went and traveled with another male co-worker who is from Morocco, and she was so discriminated until she left early. She was
Oh, that's so sad.
escorted. Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry about
That's
that.
that's really sad.
Tell her I'm
Like I
sorry.
said, everyone's experience is
It's
different,
different.
you
Yeah.
know, and that's wherever you go on the continent, to be honest.
Right.
Because like I've been to Ethiopia and I had an amazing time, but I've talked to other people who went to Ethiopia did not have a good time. Same thing with
Right.
Ghana. Like even like it within my own family, I went in Ghana, I had an amazing time. My son went to Ghana and he hated it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it happens like that. So,
Right.
you know, that's unfortunate.
Well, I have a question. I've been burning the axe. And also to your sister that's next to you. And I'm sure she can see my complexion. Do you see anyone as my complexion in
Everybody.
Morocco?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, sister. Everybody. Yes. In
Okay.
Morocco, we have.
So I
That's why I'm
won't be the fourth.
surprised.
I won't be like, oh, I see
No.
her. Huh?
Yeah, no, that's why I said I was surprised when whoever sometimes maybe people face things, but usually no. We have because we have even Moroccans come in every shade. We come in every shade, so from fair to black, and it's just that we everybody's like we're Moroccan, but you have a lot of sub-Saharan Africans there. They do business, they live. It's normal. The hotel when I first came, I stayed in a hotel. The manager of that hotel was a very dark skinned, darker than you, black Moroccan. So all
Okay.
parts of society, no, there's no problem. There's no problem at all when it comes to this
Okay.
thing.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect. Well, I definitely have to go visit, honey. Morocco. Look at the dog. He just
Especially
relaxing the dog.
that those beachfront. That
Yes.
sound real.
Yes. This is the beach.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, I have my prejudices against Morocco as well, you
Uh-huh.
know, until I went and visited and it changed
Right.
my mind. I was like, oh, okay, you know, because I was just like I said, I had no interest in going to Morocco. I was just like, no, that's not for me. But
Right.
once I
Right.
got
People
there,
have that because they listen. They don't know until you go and
yeah,
see.
but when I went and I had a really good time, and the people there are really friendly,
Oh,
very
that's
friendly.
good. That's good to
Hmm.
know. Um, if okay, so this question is for you, Global Green Book. Would you move to Morocco? And if yes, why would you? If no, why wouldn't you? So just
Um,
give me the answer.
that's hard to say. Because I have something in mind that I let me put it this way. I would move to Morocco
Mm.
because it's an easy place to move to. You know, it would be an easy transition from the States here. It would, you know, because there's a lot of things that are familiar where like you know, like the banking system, the infrastructure, the housing, like, you know, it's like it, but my what I'm interested in is not moving into some place that's as familiar as America. I was
Right.
looking more into something that
It's
um
different.
needed more that was different, you
Mhm.
know, than
I
that.
understand
So
that.
I was looking more for more developing places to
Mhm.
move to be part of that development, you
Gotcha.
know. So that's what, you know, that's the difference. Like it, not because of anything particular
Yeah,
that I
the
don't
reason.
like a Morocco. It was just like I know what I had in mind for my goal. Like I wanted to do more off the grid living. I wanted
Oh,
to
you can do
more.
that there though.
I mean, you can do it there,
I
but
want you to come again so we can go. You see the rest of it.
I am. I am.
Mhm.
But like the places that I had in my mind, like my money was stretched a lot more. You know,
Right,
Expensive.
right,
um,
exactly.
and I would have to deal with more like really learning how to take care of myself, being more self sufficient. So I know that might sound crazy to some people, but that was something that I kind of wanted to do.
But
I
tell
understand
them
that.
also
I
you can do
understand
that
that
as
completely.
well. You can definitely live off the grid
Well,
if
let
you
me.
go out.
She wanted to say something.
I wanted to add to that because, my lovely sister here, she came, she only experienced kind of like the city, but Morocco is a place you can live any kind of way. You can, if you want to live off grid, especially if you're into agriculture and farming, you can. That is in the south part. You can live off the grid. You have a lot of people who do live off the grid in Morocco as well. And even though it's more developed than a lot of maybe other countries in Africa, we still have a lot of development that needs to take place, especially like in villages. I'll give you an example, like my husband's village, where they come from. It's about an hour, 15 minutes outside of Casa, but when you go, it's so different. There's a lot of farmland. There's a lot to do, so you can live that way as well in Morocco as well. But it is developed compared to a lot of other countries. And I would say if you're a person who wants a slow transition, Morocco is
It
wonderful.
would be good.
It's wonderful then because you could move into the city and then experience the whole country and find a place that you might really want to live.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest. After visiting, I was like, I could move here because it would be an easy transition. Because even with me, I went out a couple of days without my translator, okay, and I was able to maneuver my way because they had
Right,
apps there that
right.
I could use to get my cars. I used translation. And even like with going around the city, so I went like to a restaurant. I went to the like a museum. So I was traveling around easily by myself. So I was like, oh, I could do this by myself. So yeah, I just I had other things in mind. I already have my mind set on where I want to go.
So like the cost of the flights to move across the continent probably be a lot cheaper from Morocco to let's say Gambia.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Gambia is definitely less expensive.
Oh, okay.
Gambia is much. It's
He
definitely
was talking about the
is
flights to
the
move from
flights.
country to
I
country.
think it'll probably be about the same. The flights
Because
because
flights
I
outside
didn't
of Africa is
I didn't
crazy.
find I didn't find the difference between flying to Morocco versus flying to Gambia. I didn't find much difference.
Oh, okay. But I was saying like the price,
Oh, the
once you
time.
get to the continent, because like for us, yeah, it's about $6,000 to get over there. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like
No.
once you get to the
They're going to
continent,
South Africa. 6,000 for all four of you all.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's about 6,000. That's a good deal so far.
Well, tell them this too. The advice. I don't know what airlines you're using. Always try to go with. Don't go with like American type airlines. They're more expensive.
Did you hear? Can you hear that?
Yes,
Um,
I heard her.
Okay, yes. Now, when I remember when the sister she was trying to come, she had showed me tickets, and I was like, "No, what are you doing? That's so expensive." I looked from my side and showed her the ticket to America, and it was much cheaper. When she was coming from America to Morocco, so we see different things. So, for example, I came. I She didn't know I was coming. I decided to come because I actually got a ticket from round trip from Casa to Dulles. My ticket was 600 total, no, $780. This is what I've just paid round trip. That is very, very good because you can get tickets more than $1,000. Okay, but I took Royal Air Maroc and I found it from this side. But when I saw tickets, there was a ticket Royal Air Maroc. So I used of course, a Moroccan airline. But I also saw tickets for American Airline and some other Lufthansa or whatever, and they were crazy, more than a
Expensive.
$1,000. You
Yeah.
understand? So I want to see. I'm going to look it up for you. You guys, which what state are you in?
They're in Florida.
They're in Florida. Okay, I'm gonna look from Florida to South Africa from my side because what I see is if you take, for example, even my family when they visited me when I was in Egypt, we got tickets. We took Egypt Air, we took Turkish Air. They were cheaper than the Western Airlines. So you really want to research. And the reason why I decided to come now, I had been tracking the prices for 2 months. I did. I had a tracker on. I had them sending me emails. When it finally came down, I locked in my ticket. Okay,
Oh,
so look around. Don't be afraid to use other airlines. And for me, like I'm only used to using like I usually use all I've flown Ethiopian Airlines. I've flown Egypt Air, Royal Air Morocco, Turkish Air, Qatar Airways, Gulf Air, Emirates Air. This is usually what I use. For me, I wouldn't use the Western ones, General One, because I'm trying to support this side, but also because of the prices and the food. You know,
food on
I'm
the
scared. I'm scared.
planes.
Yeah, I'm scared about the food. Well, I'm Muslim. I don't eat all kinds of stuff, but the food on the planes is also a big thing for me. So, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
concern.
because the food was really good on Royal Air
Yeah,
Morocco. It was
yeah,
very good because I do the vegetarian option. Very good. And what I saw, what they were giving other people,
yeah.
it was very decent.
It's like for me because I know the food is halal on these places. I don't eat if it's not halal, I can't eat it, and so this is why. So all of those things I consider. So definitely look at other airlines. Don't be afraid to look. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, well, look at those other airlines. Also, those airlines, you get more baggage. Okay. So I got to bring 2 bags international flight, each one 23 kilos each. I don't know how
That's
much it
like
is in
that's
pounds.
like
$1
I think
whatever.
that 50,
20
fifty, 50
23.
pounds.
Uh,
I think that's
see,
50
two
pounds.
times 2 and 2 4. Yep,
50
50.
pounds.
Yes.
That's 50 pounds.
So 1 bag at 50 pounds, or 2 bags at 50 pounds each. You get when you take those airlines. But I saw that with the Western Airlines, you guys have to pay extra for bags. You only get 1 bag, and it's international. Like, come on. So do
Mhm.
pay attention to the different airlines because sometimes you get better deals.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I was able to bring both of
Yeah.
my stuff, and I was able to bring some things onto the plane that normally they would have tried to charge me with the American Airlines, which I noticed. So I'm starting because when I went through Air Brussels, that was a nightmare when I was going to the Gambia. So I was like, I'll never do
Oh,
that. They ended up charging me $200 for my bag.
Oh, and this
wow.
the other airline charge you nothing.
No,
No, no. When I
Oh,
came, my bags were free, including
actually,
check-in.
remember, actually,
Yeah.
when I went through the airport, which was so nice, the guy said, "Do you want to check your other bag in?" I said, "Huh?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I'll let you check it in for free." I was like, and this was when I was at Dulles. I said, "You gonna check my bag in for free?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "It's your day today."
Oh,
So
yeah.
wow.
let me
Wow.
give you another idea that you because a lot of people have like the old certain countries that don't accept you. Sister, you're a beautiful sister. One thing I can tell you, take advantage of your skin color. Okay, I'm a brown mama, kinda too. Listen,
We can't see
um,
your face.
She doesn't do
I don't
she
do
doesn't do the
cameras.
cameras.
No, I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No
Um,
problem.
but what I want to say is, it's a blessing. So, for example, um, they do charge. Just be your normal selves, friendly, kind, nice. In Morocco, they tell you, I keep hearing all the horror stories that I heard, or sorry to say, but they were all from like Europeans, a lot of white folks. They face a lot. They get a lot of ripoff. They face a lot of harassment. You will not face anything. You understand? It's different. They're the ones to get ripped off, get taken
Okay.
advantage of, right?
Okay.
Because so, for example, I'm looking at you now. If they think you're from, they'll look at you. You might have an American passport, but they're going to ask you where you from originally, right? Don't say America. Say anywhere in Africa. Why your prices go down? When I was in
Okay.
Egypt, I'm an Arabic speaker, and I've spent more than half my life in the Middle East anyway. So, when I was in Egypt, I paid local price for everything. I stayed
Okay.
in Egypt. I stayed in Egypt for 2 years. I had a huge 3 bedroom, 3 bath apartment that was like a house. I paid $530 a month in a very upscale, secure neighborhood.
What?
Okay. Yes. Now, I do speak Arabic. That helps. Okay.
Okay.
But when they see you, because they don't accept that somebody can be from America and not be white, use that to your advantage. Yes, you're from wherever. Why? Your prices are better and you're not
Okay.
taken advantage of. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, use that to your advantage because that's one of the things that's not an advantage for me because they look at my skin color and
Right.
I don't get accepted, so they want to charge me that
Right.
foreign price.
Right.
But when I was like when I was in Ethiopia, like when my daughter like even like my two daughters, one of my daughters is light skinned, one of my daughters is darker, right?
Okay.
And we would go places. They would want to charge my lighter daughter the foreign price when we went to children's places, but charge my darker daughter the local prices.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
It's
wow.
like
Okay.
so for me, I mean, I didn't. I used to feel really bad, like when I was in Egypt. Okay, Egyptians they don't realize I'm not Egyptian. If anything, I always have to fight to say I'm not Egyptian. But it worked for my advantage as far as living and moving throughout the country. But for work, you see, for work, I'm like, nope, I'm a foreigner, so I can be paid the same as a foreigner because that's a negative, right?
Okay.
One and this is a negative as far as like for me, like even Morocco, they just she's Moroccan. But them they don't care. They're looking at my Western passport, even though my name is very Arab and very Moroccan. They so like in my job, for example, I have an international contract. I fought for it and I won't accept less than, right?
Uh-huh.
But I still find out that these white folks who are not as experienced or qualified as me still making a little bit more. Do you understand? And it's
Okay.
just because I'm seen as a local person, as I'm seen as a local person, so therefore my value is less. This is what happens. I'm talking about with the white folks that are in charge of like my school, for example. You
Okay.
understand?
Yes.
So if there's a blessing in it in the sense of your prices will be cheaper for stuff. And if you ever decide to go to Egypt, it's definitely like that. Now Egypt people is a whole different story, but Egypt is like that. If you are a person of color, you will pay less. You will live more like a local. That means you'll live a decent life, but you will pay less for
Yes.
things. Okay.
Yes.
Morocco can be the same. Okay, especially if you're from some Saharan African, they will you won't be paying crazy prices like they do for those white folks that come over.
That's the opposite of the way we live here.
Wow. That's some,
Hmm.
that's,
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
said, this
we
is
can't get away with nothing over here. Forget about
yeah,
that.
yeah. We
yeah.
gotta go.
So, are there any other questions? Because
Oh,
we're ready
uh-oh.
to, we're ready to head out.
Um, okay. I only have three more questions. I'm done.
Okay, awesome,
All right.
awesome.
Okay. So, do we need any shots, any tests, or anything like that traveling to Morocco?
No,
No, no,
no.
Okay.
I didn't have to
no
take
PCR test or
no
nothing. No,
PCR
no,
to go or come back.
no.
Okay.
Nothing.
Perfect. What about the health care system? How's the healthcare system in Morocco?
I haven't had to use it yet. We have, of course, there's private
You
hospitals,
got
clinics,
hospitals.
and we have hospitals. We have everything, but I can't. I've only gone to a private doctor. Really amazing. One thing about Morocco, a lot of the doctors are more into holistic and natural medicine and healing. So
Okay.
you can find everything you need to find. Alhamdulillah, thank God, I haven't really been ill or anything to be able to tell you much, but we have great facilities.
Well, and
Okay.
let me tell you something I've recently discovered. Stuff that we have to go get prescription
Yeah,
for,
no prescription.
they
Huh.
get they get over the counter. Like she was
Yeah.
talking about, like I have an inhaler I have to have a prescription for. She was telling me she goes to the pharmacy and
Yeah.
gets her inhaler.
Yeah, that's the
What?
one.
No
Oh,
problem.
another thing I want to tell you guys. Oh, you guys have children, so this is really important. Yes, in Africa and the Middle East, like I said, I spent most of my time in the Middle East. You like inhalers. I have asthma, so I have to have them.
Our kids
You
are
don't
having.
need prescription. You don't need a prescription for your inhalers, and they're much cheaper. In Morocco, it's 35 dirhams, so it's about $3,
Mm-hmm.
$3, something like that. And also antibiotics. Antibiotics you can buy over the counter if you know what you need. If you don't know, they're doctors. You tell them what your issue is, and they will tell you which antibiotic you need. You just buy it straight. We don't have prescriptions are
Wow.
They use
Wow.
they use prescriptions, right? If you have insurance, just to build the insurance, but you don't need it to get the medicines and things. Okay,
Okay, so you've answered my question. The medication seems to be cheaper. Okay.
what's
Um,
cheaper?
would,
Yeah.
would you like to share any other information about Morocco with us?
Um,
Um, uh, Go
it's
ahead.
fabulous.
I'm about to
Go ahead.
say, like I know me, I had my prejudices prior, and it really, and this trip to Morocco, what it really taught me was to leave your preconceived notions about any country in Africa, because I'm talking specifically about Africa. They
Yes.
all are so different. They all have been touched by the propaganda of the West in our mind
Time.
about them,
Mhm.
and that we need to leave that on the shelf and to actually experience it for ourselves. Whether you think the country is dangerous because of what you hear,
Right.
unless you hear from that, you won't know till you go and see it for
Right.
yourself. You
Yes.
won't know what it has to offer you to yourself. And don't take the people's behavior that we meet here
Mm-hmm.
in the
Yep.
West
Yep.
for what they are in Africa, because the people that I met here in the West are what turned me off in Africa.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had to learn that people come here and they change.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's not what we may experience when we go over there. And the only way for you to truly know what you're going to get is to actually go and visit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so true. Thank you so much. That was just wonderful. I really appreciate it. Guys, they are in a rush, so I hope we've answered some of the questions. We'll let
Any
you
last minute questions? Because I'm willing to answer anyone put in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to head out. I'm going to
know.
take my sister out, show her around because she hasn't been in the States in over 20 years.
Oh,
All right. Enjoy
wow.
yourself.
Yes, enjoy, enjoy. And thank you for joining us too on the live. Really, really
You're
appreciate it. We
welcome.
got a
Thank you
lot
for
of
having
information
me.
from you.
Yeah, I said that's a you all in for a treat because I was on my way to pick her up and I was
Mhm.
like, she just got here.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right.
I'm glad y'all made that connection. It's
Yes,
just working out for you and her.
exactly. It worked out.
Building bridges,
Hmm.
right?
That's what's important. That's what we have to do. Build them bridges.
That's
Because
right.
Most important.
you probably never even would have thought about going to
She
Morocco.
already said it earlier when you
Yeah,
left.
see, there it is. Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
so go ahead and say which
Yeah.
she.
I mean, you're right. I was just thinking about it because she and I had, reconnected, and I said I miss you. I told her one day. I said it's been 20 whatever years,
Uh-huh.
and because I was a kid when I left here, and I said to her, "Come, I'm off for a week in October." And she said, "Okay, I'm coming." And she literally got her ticket, and it was done. I said, "You can come and stay with me. Come stay." I told my husband, my sister's coming. He said, "Okay." And that's what happened. I said, "I have a week off. Come this time." So I'm so happy that she came.
I am
She
too.
was she didn't think I was gonna come.
Surprise.
Yep, surprise.
Yep, she said, "I got my ticket." I said, "Okay, yes."
Yeah, so it just worked out. So I was, like I said, I was planning on going to the Gambia. I said, but you know what? No, I'm gonna go to Morocco because my goal for my channel is to see as much of Africa as
Yes.
possible, and
Same here.
especially places that I have no interest in going. I was like, I need to see these places because
Yes.
then we need to we need to build that bridge from
Yes.
here to there
Yep.
and start having that money flow in our community from America to Africa to America
Hmm.
and to build our community because
Yes.
I'm tired of seeing our people struggle and
Right.
having to and not understanding that when we build each other, we're building our nation, you know, and that we can stop this suffrage,
Right.
stop all
Right.
this suffrage that we're seeing, and just see our greatness because Africa is so beautiful.
It is. Oh my
Africa
goodness.
is so beautiful,
Everything.
and it has
We have everything. We do.
everything. It has everything.
Everything.
You can't even imagine everything that it had. Because one of the things I wanted to do was go to the mines in Morocco, and I'm gonna go back because amethyst and all this stuff is in Morocco. I said I want to go to those mines and start finding doing these type of things.
And the local people do need, because even though you saw,
Go ahead and say that.
I would say, because the local economy and local people do need, even though she saw how developed it was because she was in the city, but there's still so much poverty in Morocco. When you go outside of those cities that are developed, you see people living in the village and the countryside. They really, really need, some kind of support. There's a lot of things that need to be done in Morocco as well, but we just have, like, our propaganda there shows Morocco in the best of light because tourism comes to the country. You understand?
Right.
So, but the real Morocco, she got to see it from the city. But if you go out and you'll see then what needs to be developed, what needs to happen. And as far as business though, I would love for you all to come. There's many things that you can do. I'm always thinking of ideas. My husband and I are trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Like I said, my husband is Moroccan. There's many things that you can do. There's many needs all over Africa. For sure. I watch your
Hmm.
channel too, by the way, sister. I think I've subscribed to you.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you. I appreciate
I
it.
introduced her to your
Yeah.
channel.
Oh, thank you, sis. I appreciate it. I sure do. And you all make sure that you check out our sister channel.
Woohoo!
And we'll,
Argentina! Sorry, football.
The soccer games.
okay, okay. Well, we'll let you ladies
Did you
go.
guys
I'll
see
just finish up
Morocco?
with the people who are following us. So wait, hold on now. Wait a minute before we go. Look who's on here, sis. What that say?
Donnie.
The return.
Donnie.
Donnie, I miss you, my brother.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Donnie. Donnie goes in. Welcome, my brother. I'm so glad to see you. You know how to make an entrance. You know we're getting ready to shut it down. You see that?
Donnie. Me, look, Donnie, expect to hear from me, okay?
That's
Expect to
right.
hear from me.
Yes, so it's so good to see you, my brother. Thank you for joining us. Well, we'll chit chat with the panel. We'll let you ladies go. Thank you so much for taking the time out. You all enjoy each other. Enjoy this, I guess, the states and showing
So
her around.
I'm glad we answered. So we answered all your questions.
All of my questions. I don't know if the audience have any more, but I don't want to
Yeah.
hold you all up.
You both of you are great storytellers.
Yes,
Awesome. Okay. Well,
definitely.
you all have a blessed one. Thank you
You
for
too.
having us.
Yes, no
Make sure
problem.
you all subscribe to Giselle's channel, like
Yes,
this
thank
video,
you.
and share it. Let's support the sister. And you all have a blessed one. All right.
You
Also like the
too.
family.
Bye bye. All right, so thank you, family. Donnie, again, so glad to see you, my brother. Yes, it's been a while. Thank you, Sonova. If I'm saying your name incorrectly, please forgive me. Thank you for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. She said, "Hi, Donnie goes in. Long time no see." Okay, you know what I'm telling you. This the Godfather, okay? Global Green, I mean, Deborah said, "Oh wow, hey Donnie goes in. See, you getting all this love." Bobby's daughter, Media House. Hey, 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 how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Not sure if you're just coming in, but you can always watch the replay, whatever you might have missed. I hope that I answered everyone's questions. If you had any questions, um, it's Sam. Hi, Sam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like I said, if you missed the live, you can do the replay and just catch up, get your notes out. My notes are all over the place. I'll organize it later. Because now you think you're interested in going to Morocco?
Yeah, you learn more, you want to do better.
Exactly. So this is another reason why I do the lives, and I try to, invite people on, because even if it's South Africa, even if it's Gambia, even if however the case may be, You may see a lot of times I'll have a lot of people from South Africa come on. Everybody experience is different. And I love to hear other people experiences. I love to learn about different countries, like just across the board, and of course, especially Africa. I'm learning so much, and I want to travel all over Africa if I'm able to, as well. Let's see what else he said. It's Sam and what is that? Paul? Okay.
Farah.
Farah. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's see. I want to say who else. I don't want to miss anybody else. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you coming in as well. Thank you, African. Welcome. I'm glad you made it as well. Maria, thank you, sis. You always, supporting me. Deborah, and all of my other ride or dies, because I don't want to miss anybody. I'm just kind of going through the chats, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Let's see. And Shubar, thank you as well. Definitely check out her channel. She make beautiful shoes. Definitely check her out as well. Let's see who else am I missing on here. Just kind of going through before I get off. Also, Lady 1103, I've seen you before. Thank you for coming in and tuning in to our interview. Let's see who else. And Ryan, I'm gonna let you see if you could, Ryan, if you could pronounce his name. I always mess up his name.
Sia
Sia, we'll say Sia.
Bongo.
Sia Bongo, thank you. Sia Bongo gave me my
Sia
African
Bongo.
name, so I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for coming in again and supporting our channel. Please make sure, guys, that you hit the like button and that you share with others, guys. Please. Sharing is caring. I think I have said hello to everyone. Also, guys, I did try to post as we were speaking. Definitely check out her Spotify. This is her link. You can just click on her link and subscribe, or however the process is for that. Also, if you want to be her Patreon, I believe it said $3 a month. You can also join her Patreon. She also has, let's see what else. Oh, yeah. And her Spotify is Let's Talk About with Empress. Okay. So definitely check her out. She's on YouTube as well. I believe it's Global Green Book. I'll also leave some of her links later on in a description box. So if you do not have a pen, a paper, you're able to go back and take a look. Thanks. Thank you, sis. Please thank your friend. That was such a blessing, and it was just on time. So I guess that will conclude everything, guys. Look out for more interviews I am setting up as we speak. And make sure you have your notifications on, guys, so that you are notified when we have another interview. Is there anything else that you like to say before we shut it down? And you, hubby, you have anything else to say?
No, that's it. Thank y'all for showing up. We really appreciate it. And it's just good to see everybody.
Yes, definitely. So I'll give y'all a few minutes if you have anything else that you like to say. Okay, my phone is ringing. And also remember when after the videos and things like that, I have all kind of ways that you can support this channel, guys. I greatly appreciate it. You just click on the links. I have the links there. And if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, which I don't drink coffee, but it'll be over on cup of coffee, but I'll get myself a tea, or a little snack, or however. You can also donate there. If you like to donate cash out, you can do that as well. And me and hubby, we may come on our anniversary and say hello, which is coming up. Most High will in January, so look out for that. Possibly, right, honey?
That's right.
Okay. I'll be here for the next one. Yes, thank you, sis. I know you will. You always there to support me. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And I hope by me doing little videos that it helps to remind you guys on when we have the next interview, because I know our lives are busy and we forget things and all that good stuff. But yeah, so I hope that helps. Oh, thank you, sis. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yes, thank you. All right, so I guess that is it. No one else has anything else to say. Oh, it's Sam. Wait a minute, I just thought about it. I think that's Sam.
Okay, okay,
Sam.
there you
Oh
go.
my goodness.
Right,
I'm
right, right.
sorry, guys. I had an off moment. Hey, you threw me off with the whole media house thing. Okay, I know who it is. I know who this is now, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate the brother Sam showing up.
Yes. It just dawned on me. I was like, wait, Sam, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. If you missed the other lives that we did, definitely go back and take a look, guys. Hello, Honeycomb. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I'm not sure if you were here. If you weren't, you can do the replay. You can watch the replay and catch up on everything that we spoke about earlier. Okay. Again, if you missed our past two lives, please
That's right. There you go.
That's right. Go back and take a look.
Uh,
It is 5 hours, but I say just have your popcorn. You know, it's just like watching a movie. Have your popcorn, sit there, relax, your feet propped
you
up.
could take a break, eat dinner,
Take
come
a
back.
exactly and push that play button, and there you go.
We'll still be
We'll
rolling.
still be rolling. Exactly. So I'll see you guys on the next interview, the next video. Also, guys, check out my shorts. I do shorts. I know I make y'all hungry sometimes. It's a lot of food and stuff I post up, but definitely check it out and make sure you always hit the like button. It is free. It costs you $0. All right. To do that and share, guys. I am trying to get to 800 subscribers. I cannot do that without your help. All right. And that is free to share as well. All right. So I said, honey.
That's it.
All right, guys. Bye. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you later.
Bye bye.